In this video, we're going to talk about how to find Broadway grosses, or the amount of money a Broadway production makes before taking into account expenses. While grosses are available for current and historical Broadway productions, grosses are not nearly as available for off-Broadway shows, regional and touring productions, and international productions. The Broadway League, Broadway's trade association, has made Broadway grosses available back to the mid-1980s. You can access these statistics through Playbill.com. Let's take Cat on a Hot Tin Roof as an example. Search for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof at the top of Playbill.com and click on the first entry. Playbill displays the most recent production of this play. It shows basic facts about the production, like the cast, the first preview date, opening and closing dates, and the number of previews and performances. Below is a digitized playbill, and below that are the grosses for this performance. For the 2012-2013 Broadway revival of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, we can see that the play grossed a total of over $11 million, with a breakdown week by week on the gross, the difference from the previous week, the average ticket price compared with the top ticket price, how many seats were sold that week, compared to how many seats are the full capacity for the theater, the number of performances compared to the number of previews that week, the percent of seating capacity that was filled, and the difference in that percentage from the previous week. You can click on View All to see statistics for the whole run of this production. Below the grosses, Playbill has listed the other Broadway revivals of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, as well as the original 1955 production. If we click on the 2003 and 1990 revivals, we can see that the grosses are available. For the 1974 revival and the 1955 original, however, the grosses are not present because the Broadway League only makes data available from the mid-1980s. Fortunately, you can still find Broadway grosses for productions prior to that time using Variety magazine, one of the most influential trade magazines for the theater and Hollywood industry. We have access to Variety through the Entertainment Industry Magazine Archive, along with other important publications like Billboard and The Stage. Search for the Entertainment Industry Magazine Archive from the Penn Library's homepage, and click on the matching entry on the results screen. Thanks to Playbill.com, I know that the 1974 revival for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof had its first preview on September 22, 1974, opened officially on September 24th, and closed on February 8, 1975. Let's search for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and narrow our date range to September 1974 to February 1975. On the left side, I'm going to filter the publication title to Variety only. I'm also going to sort results by oldest first. Notice how we keep seeing the term legitimate come up in results. Legitimate, later legit, is the section in Variety that publishes about the theater, so this is the right section. The weekly grosses are usually found in the sections that name drop abbreviations of several productions. Some examples here are Legitimate, Broadway about same but unsteady, Gypsy Cat Scapino opening. Or Legitimate, Broadway spotty up this week, Gypsy 131,000, Cat 36,000. We're tempted to click on this entry that fully names Cat on a Hot Tin Roof in the title, Legitimate, Show on Broadway, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. That would certainly be useful for theater research. These are often reviews. Reviews will tell you what the critics thought of a play as it opened. It may have useful information about production costs, though this one does not. Instead, let's go back and open up the sections which name drop several productions. Legitimate, Broadway spotty, up this week, Gypsy 131,000, Cat 36,000. Let's interpret this entry. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is being shown at ANTA, the American National Theatre and Academy. P-Rev means this is a play, not a musical, and it's a revival, not an original production. Ticket prices range from $8.50 to $9. The theater's seating capacity is 1,214. With the projected number of performances in a given week, it stands to gross a possible $69,300 per week, having opened on September 24, 1974. The previous week to the one being accounted for, that is, September 16th to 22nd, The show only made $4,860 because it only had one preview that week. This is the first issue of Variety since the play opened, so it lists a few reactions below. Finally, we get to see the estimates from the last week, September 23rd to 29th, $36,823, having had 7 performances to date. Let's quickly look at the next week's issue to get some more practice. The play is at the same theater, with the same range of ticket prices, the same seating capacity, and the same possible gross. Variety notes that the previous week, now September 23rd to 29th, the show grossed $36,823, which we learned from the last issue. Last week, which is now Monday, September 30th to Sunday, October 6th, the play grossed $42,861, having had a total of 15 performances so far. Want to know how the production fared in total? Take a look at the issue of Variety during the closing performance week. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof closed on February 8th, 1975, so the closest issue after that is February 12th. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is now in the closed column, and it provides a tidy summary, saying the play had profited a total of $5,000 after 2 previews and 160 performances. Doesn't seem like a lot of profit, but look at Of Mice and Men, which closed the same week. It operated at a loss of $100,000. Note too that Variety lists grosses for major regional productions, such as in Chicago, New Haven, and San Francisco, as well as Broadway touring productions, called road productions, such as in Baltimore, Boston, and Philadelphia. If you have any questions about searching for Broadway grosses, feel free to make an appointment with the Theater Arts Librarian by using the Make an Appointments page, or use the questions or comments link or chat icon at the bottom of our homepage.